Hello, my radiant Leo. Welcome back to Life's Wisdom Lessons. I'm Luna Celestine, and today, the 6th of July, I invite you to take a deep breath and come home to yourself. This moment isn't just about checking your horoscope. It's about listening to the quiet call inside you that says you were made for more. You're not just being asked to think big, you're being asked to live big. The universe is shifting around you, and deep within that shift is an invitation to let go of the old stories, the old labels, the small versions of yourself that no longer fit. This isn't about chasing perfection. This is a rebirth. If you felt tired, scattered, or even disconnected lately, don't mistake that for failure. It's not that you're broken, it's that your energy is outgrowing the places you once belonged. Something deep within you is being recalibrated, and that discomfort is just proof that you're leaving behind what no longer serves your becoming. Today, Leo, we begin not with pressure, but with permission to slow down, to realign, to remember that your next chapter doesn't require you to prove anything. It only asks that you be fully, honestly, and without apology. Let's begin. When it comes to money today, Leo, the energy is shifting quietly, but unmistakably. There is something unexpected making its way toward you. Something that doesn't come from the usual grind or strategy, but from alignment. It could arrive through a surprising conversation, a sudden idea, or a moment of stillness where clarity lands like a whisper. The universe is always responding, not to your effort alone, but to your frequency. So if you've been chasing results, comparing your path to someone else's, or doubting your timing, this is your reminder to come back to your center and trust the rhythm of your own becoming. Abundance isn't waiting for you in the panic or the pressure. It's waiting in the quiet confidence that says, I deserve to receive, not because you've earned it through exhaustion, but because you are inherently worthy. Your value doesn't fluctuate with your income. It lives in your presence, your vision, your intention. So, instead of forcing things to happen, start moving with purpose. Shift from the scarcity loop of, I don't have enough, into the empowered knowing of, I am a magnet for divine provision. That small change in language isn't just affirming, it's anchoring. It grounds you in truth. Today is a beautiful moment to take an honest look at how you're relating to money. Are you spending to soothe what's unresolved? Or are you investing in the future you're building? Begin to treat money as energy. Track it. Bless it. Release it with intention. When you infuse your actions with clarity and trust, you create room for miracles. And above all, remember, wealth is not just about accumulation, it's about alignment. The most prosperous moments in your life won't be measured by what's in your bank account, but by how free, connected, and awake you feel while creating. Let that be your currency. Let that be your guide in your work life today. Leo, there's a deeper calling rising, one that doesn't just nudge you toward change, but insists on it. Whether you're standing at the edge of a new project, entertaining a career shift, or feeling the growing tension between who you've been and who you're becoming, this moment is not random. The path ahead is asking for more than just strategy or performance. It's asking for surrender, not in the sense of giving up, but in the sacred sense of releasing control over how things must unfold so that you can make room for something more honest, more alive, more you. You may feel a tug of war within between the part of you that wants certainty and outcomes, and the part that's tired of pretending, tired of fitting into roles that no longer reflect your truth. The old definitions of success, the ones shaped by titles, deadlines, and hustle, losing their grip. And for good reason. Your spirit is no longer satisfied with doing work just to survive or to be seen. It wants to create impact. It wants meaning. It wants alignment. That's why the discomfort is rising. That's why you can't fake it anymore. The universe isn't asking you to do more, it's asking you to come home to what's real. If you've been feeling stuck, uninspired, or burned out, it's not a sign that you fail. It's a sign that your soul is done settling. You don't need to have all the answers right now. You just need to take the first step from a place of truth. Maybe that means journaling out your real desires. Maybe it means having a hard conversation. Maybe it means beginning again. But this time, from the inside out, whatever it is, let it be led by inspiration, not fear. Let it rise from the quiet confidence that your voice, your gifts, your presence are needed exactly as they are. And don't underestimate the ripple effect of your courage. When you choose to align your work with your deeper purpose, others feel it. Clients, collaborators, even strangers. They're drawn not just to what you offer, but to the energy behind it. So show up fully. Share your vision. Be the kind of leader who moves from authenticity, not authority. Let your work become an offering, not a performance. Because Leo, you weren't made to blend in or follow a path already paved. You were made to build something that's never existed, before something only your fire could birth. Let that truth guide every decision you make today. When it comes to love today, Leo, the message is simple but powerful. You are being asked to become the partner you've been waiting for, not in some performative, perfection-seeking way, but in the quiet, sacred act of showing up for yourself with honesty, softness, and strength. If you've been longing for deep connection, for someone who truly sees you, not just the image you project, but the soul underneath the fire, know this: that kind of love doesn't arrive when we chase it. It arrives when we live it, when we embody it, when we stop searching for someone to fill the empty places and begin filling them with presence, intention, and truth. So ask yourself, are you shrinking to fit into a story that no longer honors you? Are you bending your truth to keep peace? To avoid rejection? To be chosen by someone who isn't choosing themselves? That's not love, Leo. That's survival in disguise. And you weren't born to survive love. You were born to thrive in it, to glow in it, to co-create something sacred, something grounded in emotional safety and soul recognition. That begins with you refusing to abandon yourself in the name of closeness. Let your boundaries be soft but clear. Let your voice be steady. Let your desires be known. And if you're single, know that this chapter of solitude isn't a waiting room, it's a portal. It's a powerful time to recalibrate what you believe you deserve, to shed the need to be chosen, and instead to choose yourself every day. There is a soul who is making their way toward you, someone who will not require you to dim your light or edit your essence. But for them to arrive, you must first stop calling in love from a place of lack. Your heart is magnetic when it's whole. Your energy is irresistible when you're no longer performing. Don't rush. Don't settle. The real thing doesn't need to be chased, it simply meets you where you truly are. And for those healing from heartbreak or caught in the gray space of almost or maybe, let this be your permission to release. What's meant for you will never manipulate you, confuse you, or leave you doubting your worth. Grieve what needs to be grieved. Forgive where you can, but let go of the need to fix what was never built to hold you. You are not too much. You were just never meant to stay where your soul couldn't stretch. The love you're calling in now is different. It's quieter, steadier, deeper. It doesn't arrive with fireworks. It arrives with peace. Be ready to receive it by being everything you needed when you were still learning how to love. That is your revolution. That is your becoming. When it comes to your health today, Leo, the guidance is less about perfection and more about presence. This is a call to return to your body, not as a machine to push harder, but as a living, breathing compass of wisdom that's been quietly speaking to you all along. If you've been waking up tired, reaching for caffeine before clarity, or moving through the day in a fog, it's not just physical exhaustion, it's energetic imbalance. Your body isn't malfunctioning, it's communicating, and it's asking for more than quick fixes. It's asking for reverence. Start with your mornings, not the to-do list or the notifications waiting on your phone, but the sacred space between sleep and action. That space is where your nervous system either finds peace or falls into panic. So before you reach for anything outside of you, return inward. Stretch. Breathe. Drink water with intention. Place a hand over your heart. Ask your body, what do you need today? And then listen, not to the guilt or the pressure, but to the quiet voice beneath it that knows the difference between depletion and devotion. Because true health isn't about rules, it's about relationship. And your relationship with your own energy determines everything. That sudden craving, the ache in your back, the urge to check out or scroll endlessly. These are not signs of weakness. They are signals. They are invitations to pause and ask, what part of me is being ignored? Maybe your heart is tired of pretending. Maybe your spirit is bored of the routine. Maybe your inner child is just craving joy. Whatever it is, you don't need to shame it. You need to meet it with softness, with presence, with compassion. And if you've been caught in cycles with food, caffeine, alcohol, overwork, or even self-neglect, know that healing doesn't begin with punishment. It begins with truth. What are you escaping? What feelings have you silenced so long that your body now has to scream them out in tension? Fatigue or anxiety? The fog you're feeling isn't a flaw. It's a veil that lifts the moment you decide to be radically honest with yourself. You don't need a cleanse. You need connection. To your breath, to your rhythm, to the part of you that remembers what it feels like to be well. Leo, your vitality is sacred. It's not just about living longer, it's about living clearer, brighter, truer. So treat your body not as an obstacle, but as an altar. Feed it what nourishes, not what numbs. Move it not to punish, but to praise. Rest not because you're weak, but because you are wise. This isn't about fixing yourself. This is about finally honoring yourself. And the moment you do, your entire system responds not with force, but with flow. You are your own healer. Start listening. Start returning. The real strength is in the gentleness, in your relationships with family and friends today. Leo, you may feel a subtle tension rising, not because something is wrong with you, but because you're no longer shrinking to fit into the version of yourself that others are most comfortable with. Growth, especially spiritual or emotional growth, often challenges the expectations that loved ones have placed on us. You may notice that old dynamics feel heavier now, that conversations seem misaligned, or that certain roles you've played for years no longer feel true. This isn't a sign that you've outgrown love, it's a sign that you're outgrowing the boxes love was once contained in. It's natural to want to keep the peace, to avoid the discomfort of conflict, especially with those you care deeply about. But today is not about avoiding tension, it's about staying grounded in your truth, even as others react to it. Some family members may not understand the changes you're making. Some may feel left behind or even threatened by your evolution. That's okay. Their response isn't your responsibility. Your responsibility is to show up with kindness and clarity, to speak your truth without aggression, and to set boundaries without guilt. You don't need to explain your healing to anyone who's committed to misunderstanding it. And yet, this is also a day for softness, for forgiveness that liberates rather than reconciles. You don't have to re-enter toxic dynamics to release the energy they carry. Forgiveness is not for them. It's for you. It's the moment you decide to stop carrying pain that doesn't belong in your future, that old resentment, the childhood wound, the conversation that never happened. Let it go. Not because they were right, but because you're ready to be free. Your inner child deserves lightness. Your present self deserves peace. And your future deserves space to bloom. So, create your own sense of home today. Light a candle, not just for ambiance, but for intention. Cook something slow and nourishing. Play the music that makes you feel safe and alive. Home doesn't have to be perfect. And it doesn't have to be where you came from. Home can be a feeling you create inside your own body, inside your breath, inside your rituals. Choose who gets access to that space. And don't apologize for protecting it. Astrologically, you're vibing high with Sagittarius, Libra, and Gemini, today signs that keep you inspired, laughing, and expanding beyond limitations. They mirror your lightness and your boldness in beautiful ways. But be mindful with Taurus and Scorpio energies. They may stir deeper emotional undercurrents or trigger control dynamics if you're not centered. That doesn't mean they're wrong for you. Only that your fire requires grounding when met with their intensity. And as a reminder from the stars, your lucky color today is gold. Not just a hue, but a frequency. Own that resonates with your inner royalty, your power to lead, not from dominance, but from warmth, courage, and self-trust. Let that golden glow guide your steps, your choices, and your energy. Let it remind you that even in moments of misunderstanding or emotional friction, you are still a radiant force of love. And so, my beloved Leo, as this day unfolds, remember, you are not here to play small. You are not here to repeat what's familiar or shrink to make others comfortable. You are here to rise, to realign, to return to the truth of who you are. Bold, radiant, worthy, beyond measure. Whether you're navigating deep transformation, quiet healing, or unexpected blessings, trust that nothing is random. Every shift, every pause, every whisper from within is guiding you closer to your divine path. Let today be a mirror not of your past, but of your potential. And as you move through it, breathe with intention, act with clarity, and speak with the kind of honesty that liberates not just you, but everyone you meet. Your light doesn't need to be earned, only needs to be remembered. Thank you for spending this sacred moment with me. If today's message spoke to your spirit, I'd love for you to like, subscribe, and share your reflections in the comments. And above all, keep choosing yourself. Again and again, the stars will guide you, but only you can walk the path. I'm Luna Celestine, and I'll see you tomorrow, right here, as we continue this beautiful journey together beneath the ever-speaking sky. Until then, stay bright, stay brave, and keep shining from the inside out.